What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, One Man's Walk. I am your host, Gamal, back at you with another one. And so, what we have today is story time. And so, this is a story I've told numerous times. I know this story front and back. I know sometimes my wife will say that the story is a little exaggerated, a little stretching of the truth. I think not. So, this is a story of how I met my lovely wife. You see behind me in the picture. So my wife and I, we have been married for 14 and a half years. We're actually coming up a little bit more than 14 and a half years, to be honest. We're coming up on 15 years in January. Super excited to hit this milestone. Not gonna front. There were definitely pockets where I did not think we was gonna make it to 15. Just keeping it a buck. And so, but to reach this point and getting over the hump of some things and getting on the other end of some things, it's been lovely. And so I'm just extremely excited. And so it had me thinking, kind of reminiscing. We're actually supposed to be going to a wedding in October, and had me kind of thinking about how me and Kristen met many moons ago. And so the way the story went is I was in the city, me and my homeboy, Donnie, Dante, whatever. So me and Donnie, we're in the city in Baltimore in town, and we're around his area on the west side, and we're just hanging out and whatnot. And then he's like, let's go in the county and get county girls. And I was like, what? We're already in the city. I don't want to do that. And he was like, nah, come on. You know, county girls are easy. Let's hurry up and just get in the county. We were heading to Howard County to go to Columbia Mall. And so finally I was like, all right, whatever, let's go. So we go. It's a strange night, by the way, right? So nothing was happening in town on the block. And so we ended up leaving. I mean, like the block was dead that night. And so we ended up leaving, whatever night that was. And we're drinking 40s. Now this is 2003. I love to tell people that because no one should be drinking 40s. I think we even had like Still Reserve or Old English. It was, I don't know what was going on. Normally, I don't drink now, but I was a Heineken guy back then, Deuce. But for whatever reason that night, we either had Old English, Still Reserve, something like that. We had something. And so I'm literally driving up the street while drinking. Please don't do that. Please don't do that, right? I just let you know how warped and foolish my mind was at one point in time. And so we finally get to Columbia Mall. I literally take the beer, take one last swig, not tie it up, but close it up, and then put it underneath the seat so I could continue drinking when I get back. So now we get inside the mall. We see this one girl. She was really pretty. Really pretty. I'm not gonna front. She was really pretty. She was like Puerto Rican or something like that. And back then I had a little thing for that. So he went and he talked with her. And I was like, cool, the next girl we see is mine. Now, this is the funny, at least funny to me. So Dante tells me, Donnie's like, when he retells the story, he's like, he said he saw Kristen, but by the time he turned to tell me like, yo, look at her, I was already talking to her. That's how quickly I was on it when I see my wife. Now, I know it's gonna sound super corny. I don't even care. True story. When I saw her, and she was coming out of Vicky's Secret. I don't ever call it Victoria's Secret, Vicky's Secret, right? So she's coming out of Vicky's Secret, and it looked like one of those things in the movie or the TV show where you see the one young lady and everything else is black. I know, it's crazy to even say it now. Legitimately, that's how it looked when I saw her. And I was like, yes, on it. And so I go up to her. I catch her, she's coming out of Vicky's Secret. She got the bag with her in her hand, a Vicky's Secret bag. So I just know it's something sexy in there. And so I pull up on her and I'm just like, you know, I don't remember what the verbiage was, right? But to the gist of, so what you got in that bag? Let me see what you got in that bag. I know you got something in there. And she's like, I got a boyfriend. And I was like, okay, great. I'm happy for him. What's going on? What's in your bag? So we get to talking. Now, this is where the story differs. Now, I don't know what her backstory was for that day, but this is how the story differs. So what ends up really happening, and when you're at Columbia Mall is always on the bottom level. We walked from where Columbia Mall, from where the Vicky's Secret entrance is, to the steps that took you upstairs to where I don't know if that's Jared. I think it's K's. Like it's a K jeweler right there. It's like it's like JCPenney, K Jewelers, right there. That's where we stopped. We conversed. We get to talking. We're talking for a little bit, and then I hit her with the. So what'd you say your phone number was again? It's like I pulled out my phone. I had like a flip phone, I think, at that time. I pulled out my flip phone and I handed it to her. Didn't ask her for her number. I just hit her with the, so what'd you say your number was again? She put her number in, and I watched her walk away so I could see, you know, what she was working with from behind and whatnot, because the face was top notch. And so hopefully I can get my wife on there. The way she claims that the story went is that I followed her from Vicky's Secret up the steps, all the way from the top of the steps where the K Jewelers is, all the way down to where New York and Company is. And I'm like, babe, what story were you into? Like, that's not what happened. And so that's what she swears happened, but that's not what happened. What happened is what I said happened, which is she came out of Vicky's Secret. I caught her at the bottom, asked her what was going on in the bag. She wouldn't let me know. By the way, so it was not lace like I thought. I thought it was going to be something lace, something mesh, possibly. It was like some like granny panties she had like gotten for free or something. Hopefully I didn't blow up her spot with that. It was like some granny panties that she got. It didn't even matter. She could have, you know, but that's why that's the real reason she didn't want to show me what was in the bag. Right? Besides that, she actually did not have a boyfriend. What ended up happening was she said that when she saw me, she found me so attractive, it kind of took her by surprise. I can understand. And so she was like, she blurted out the first thing that just popped in her head. And she said, and this is her story now, it's not me. She said in her mind, when she said that, she said to herself, I'm an idiot. What am I doing? I think this guy looks good and he's going to completely walk away. However, luckily for me, this guy was so confident in himself that me telling him I had a boyfriend meant nothing, because he continued conversing with me. And look, you see the people behind us. Here we are, almost 15 years later, married, happily married, enjoying marriage, 3 kids. Come on. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. But again, from me, I met her at the bottom where the Vicky's Secret is. We walked to the top of the steps and stopped. If we went further, it would have only been to like the midway point, right? Like the midway point. There's a midway point where there's like another escalator type of thing, like it was the Lord and Taylor. New York and Company was all the way at the other end by Macy's. I didn't walk her down that far because I know I stopped so I could watch her walk. That's how I remember it, because I remember watching to see, all right, what she looked like from behind. I ain't gonna front, I wanted to see. And clearly she was doing her thing, because again, 3 kids, you understand? Let me stop playing around. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this family time. Maybe I'll get her to throw her viewpoint on here. She doesn't really do the camera thing, but maybe I can convince her to come on and tell her side of the story, and maybe she'll do it another time. But if not, as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed, productive, stress-free day, weekday, weekend, whatever it is. Till next time.